Welcome to Aristotle, the channel where ancient wisdom meets modern life. Today we're diving into one of the most powerful virtues in philosophy and life, self-discipline. Why do we struggle with self-control? Why do we know what we should do, but don't do it? And what would Aristotle, the great polymath, say about this? Let's uncover the timeless wisdom of Aristotle on how to build true self-discipline, not through force, but through purpose, virtue, and understanding the soul. Lesson 1. What is self-discipline, according to Aristotle? Aristotle didn't talk about self-discipline in the way we do today, through productivity hacks or dopamine detoxes. For him, it was a matter of virtue, a state of character. In Nicomachean Ethics, he distinguishes between three types of people: the acratic, someone who knows what is right but fails to do it; the encratic, someone who struggles but still manages to do what is right; the virtuous person, someone who does what is right effortlessly with joy and harmony. Self-discipline, then, is not just about denying yourself pleasure or pushing through pain. It's about training your desires so that over time you love what is good and hate what is bad. Aristotle believed that discipline isn't about suppressing desire, but educating desire. You don't just force yourself to wake up early, study, or eat right. You become the kind of person who naturally desires those things. Lesson 2. The role of habits, ethos, and discipline. How do we become that kind of person? Through habit, or as Aristotle called it, ethos. In fact, the very word ethics comes from ethos, meaning habit, character, or custom. Aristotle said, "We are what we repeatedly do." Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. He argued that virtues like courage, temperance, and discipline are not given to us by nature. We're not born disciplined. We become disciplined by doing disciplined things. Just like you become a builder by building or a musician by playing, you become self-disciplined by practicing discipline. This is how Aristotle viewed moral education, through repetition and conscious effort, until virtue becomes second nature. So the key question becomes, what habits are you building daily? Lesson 3. The golden mean, discipline without extremes. But Aristotle was not about extremes. His most famous ethical idea is the doctrine of the mean. Every virtue lies between two vices. Courage is the mean between cowardice and recklessness. Generosity is the mean between stinginess and wastefulness. Discipline, or temperance, is the mean between indulgence and insensitivity. So real self-discipline isn't about punishing yourself or going cold turkey on everything. It's about balance, knowing when to say no, but also when to enjoy life in moderation. This is crucial in our age of extremes: extreme diets, extreme work ethics, extreme challenges. Aristotle teaches us that true mastery is in the middle path, where reason governs desire and discipline becomes graceful. Lesson 4. The role of reason, logos, and the soul. Aristotle believed that humans are not just animals with desires. We are rational beings when with logos, the capacity to think, plan, and reflect. Our soul, he said, has three parts: the vegetative soul, our biological drives; the appetitive soul, our emotions and desires; the rational soul, our thinking, reasoning mind. Self-discipline is when the rational soul leads, guiding the appetites like a charioteer guiding wild horses. When your reason is in charge, your desires fall in line. You stop living reactively, pulled by every craving or mood. Instead, you live deliberately with purpose. This is what Aristotle called eudaimonia, the flourishing life. Not just pleasure, not just success, but a deep, lasting fulfillment when every part of your soul is in harmony. Lesson 5. Telos, discipline with purpose. Here's where Aristotle's wisdom gets deeper. He taught that everything in nature has a telos, an end, a purpose. An acorn's telos is to become an oak tree. A knife's telos is to cut well. And a human's telos is to reason well, to live virtuously, and to fulfill their unique potential. Self-discipline is not about saying no for the sake of saying no. It's about aligning your actions with your telos, your highest purpose. That's why discipline without a clear goal often fails. It feels meaningless. But when you know what you're aiming for, the kind of life, the kind of person you want to be, discipline becomes meaningful. Every small action, waking up early, resisting temptation, choosing to study, becomes part of a bigger picture. Lesson 6. Polymathy, the disciplined life of Aristotle himself. Aristotle wasn't just a philosopher, he was a polymath, a master of many disciplines: logic, biology, ethics, politics, metaphysics, rhetoric, and more. How did he achieve so much? Through lifelong discipline. He studied under Plato for 20 years, taught Alexander the Great, founded his own school, the Lyceum, and he wrote over 200 works, many of which shaped Western thought for over 2,000 years. Aristotle's life shows that discipline is the foundation of greatness, not in one area, but across the full spectrum of life. Polymathy, the pursuit of many fields, requires discipline not just of action, but of thought, to sit with complexity, to seek understanding, to endure boredom and embrace effort. Lesson 7. How to practice Aristotle's discipline today. Narrator, voiceover. So how can you build self-discipline, Aristotle-style? Here are 5 steps grounded in his philosophy. Define your telos. What kind of person do you want to become? What is your purpose? Shape your habits. Start small, repeat daily. Let your actions sculpt your character. Use reason. Reflect. Don't just act. Ask why. Let your mind lead your emotions. Aim for the mean. Avoid extremes. Find balance. Discipline with humanity. Seek eudaimonia. Make every action part of a flourishing life, rich in purpose, guided by virtue. In the end, self-discipline isn't about being rigid. It's about being free, free from the chaos of desire, free to pursue your highest purpose. As Aristotle wrote, the disciplined man is the master of himself, and he who masters himself is fit to govern the world. If you found value in this ancient wisdom, consider subscribing to Aristotle, where we explore timeless truths for the modern mind. Leave a comment below. What's one habit you'll start building today to strengthen your self-discipline? Thank you for watching, and remember, excellence is not an act, but a habit.